Victim mindset ultimately is kind of like an internal blame culture where everything is everyone else's fault. When you've got a victim mindset, it's things happening to you, and whenever something goes wrong, it's someone else to blame. I feel like in life, so many things happen to us and so many things are out of our control, but I feel like we massively underestimate how many things we can actually control in life. As a person, approaching this with extreme ownership gives you almost this liberating feeling, and you find yourself more in control of the things you can control, and then letting go a little bit of the things you can't control. Welcome back to another episode at the Warrior Academy podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about victim mindset and extreme ownership. We've all got that one friend who takes offense to everything very, very easily. And what I found is that is a huge portion of victim mindset, but it goes a lot deeper than that. Victim mindset ultimately is kind of like an internal blame culture where everything is everyone else's fault and everything happens to us rather than the other way around where we've got some control over things and we are the person who's making things change and causing a change. You know, when you've got a victim mindset, it's things happening to you, and whenever something goes wrong, it's someone else to blame. So that is basically the definition of victim mindset, right? You're always in the clear because someone else is always the cause or the catalyst of the problem or pain that you're going through. So for me, one of the fastest ways to grow in confidence and remove this victim mentality is actually extreme ownership. And by extreme ownership, I mean approaching everything in your life like everything is your fault. And I know that might sound extreme and it might sound impossible and a bit unfair, but ultimately, I feel like in life, so many things happen to us and so many things are out of our control, but I feel like we massively underestimate how many things we can actually control in life. And you know, if for instance something in your life happens, and let's have an example of you're managing a team in your business and someone in your team doesn't perform. It's very easy to point the finger and say it was their fault, but my approach is very, very different. As a business owner, I look at that situation and I say that is my fault for not either A, giving them the right amount of training and professional development so they could handle that better, or B, I haven't put the right person in the right place, or even C, I haven't been acutely aware that person was struggling with something for a while, or maybe even D, I haven't been accessible enough for them to come to me to make a change. So ultimately, what that does is it gives me the tools to then go back to that person and help them and serve them, rather than pointing the finger and blaming them, because ultimately what then happens is that, you know, I point the finger, they're wrong. I look at the next person, you'll point the finger, they're in the wrong. And this cycle that just continues and continues, where actually you as a person could grow and develop and evolve because of your approach. By taking on extreme ownership, you look at the situation, you look at the person, and you look at what you could have done differently. And so for me, it's a bit like how we approach negative feedback. So as we grow with the Warrior Academy around the world, we now teach over 4,000 children every single week. At that level, at that volume of students and members and the Warrior family growing, it's inevitable that now and again, as a business, we're going to get a negative comment. We could get a 1-star review. You know, some of the best businesses in the world get 1-star reviews now and again, and that's very, very normal. And we've actually we won awards both nationally and internationally for our customer service, which is about 97%. And one of the things we do very differently is we obsess over negative feedback. So if someone gives us negative feedback, within 48 hours, there's a team meeting and we try and make a change based on that. That's not always possible because it could be a very unique situational circumstance. But typically, we then make a change which then benefits the other 4,000 members within the week. And so I think that approach to negativity is not taking things personally, but actually using that to benefit you and evolve and innovate to improve the product or service or you as a person. So that's how I see it as a business owner in the Warrior Academy, how we see it as well. But also as a person, approaching this with extreme ownership gives you almost this liberating feeling, right? You feel a little bit less reactive. You're a little bit calmer under pressure. and you find yourself more in control of the things you can control, and then letting go a little bit of the things you can't control. And often all of that leads to faster personal growth and personal development, but also quicker innovation with whatever it is you're building or creating in your life. So victim mindset is one of those massive mindset shifts that sees a huge spike and improvement in someone's confidence. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think about extreme ownership? Do you practice extreme ownership? What do you think about victim mindset? Is that something that you spot yourself doing? Do you spot yourself blaming other people? Do you spot yourself avoiding the responsibility of your actions or even other people's actions? Even if someone else, even if you've got a friendship group and they do something you don't like, the fact that you are choosing, which is your ownership of your decisions, to remain in that group means that it's likely to occur again, right? So extreme ownership is removing yourself from that. So even in a social situation, do you find yourself having a victim mindset or practicing extreme ownership? I'd love to hear in the comments what your thoughts are. If you've enjoyed this little deep dive today, then make sure you subscribe to the Warrior Academy podcast and to the YouTube channel as well, so you don't miss another show. And I look forward to seeing you at the next episode. Take care. I really hope you enjoyed today's Warrior Academy podcast episode. We're going to keep creating these episodes because I know that so many parents find them useful or get insights or get ideas about how to develop their child's character. But it all comes down to the 3 C's: confidence, conduct, and concentration. So if you want to get a deep insight into the levels of confidence your child has, the level of concentration they have, or the level of conduct they have, so that you can actually put a score next to it and then work towards increasing those scores like we do in the Warrior Academy, then I'd love to invite you to fill in the breakthrough area assessment. It takes about 5 minutes of your time, and you will get a personalized PDF report on your child's 3 C's. To access the breakthrough area assessment and find out your child's 3 C's score, all you need to do is go to www.breakthrougharea.com.